Today I have the honor to welcome and introduce you guys Ava. She is from the Netherlands and she's been a teacher and a performer in music for the first 20 years of her life. And since then, she's been guiding and helping other women and other people through their lives. And she's got the skill of seeing right through you and finding out the core problem from you because she's so in tune with your energy that she will not let you get away with half-assed answers, and she will help you hold you to your own truth and to your own desires. So, welcome, Ava. And I would like to ask or start this session, this introduction with asking you what made you the woman you are today?
Yeah, great question. Well, where I was born and how I was born, and the mother that gave birth to me. Uh, Survivor of the Holocaust, Second World War, Jewish woman, and lived her whole life as a survivor and taught me to survive while I was a very sensitive child and we couldn't connect in sensitivity and vulnerability. So I developed that for myself and I walked a completely different path than was her intention with me. And I think it was that is where it all started and where I collapsed very young and where I had to work deeply on myself when I was 20. I had my total collapse in the conservatory. I had to stop and well, but that's where it comes from. I think it's that. Yeah.
Mm.
And as I also know now, I didn't choose that mom for nothing. It wasn't an accident. So I'm working out. I have been working out and of course still am on my personal blueprint deep in my cells, what I brought from with myself and also from the whole system. So there's a lot of fear and a lot of grief and a lot of anger and in the field of where I come from. And yeah, I seem to be somebody that can hold that or can help stuff flow through again and become conscious.
So I'm curious, having the mom you have had, um, how, what did that teach you about your own femininity, your own womanhood?
Um, well, the first thing that comes to me is nothing. I had to be a man. I had to be masculine and a survivor. I had to be strong.
Yeah.
So when I uh, collapsed, she said, "Oh, you were always so strong," you know? So about that in the first, no, in the, no, no, she didn't teach me. Nothing. No. I'm not going to go in examples, I think, of how she did not teach me, but no, she didn't. Maybe one example, um, I'm maybe 12 years old and I have pain in my belly and I tell her that and she says, "Oh, but you have a belly, I don't." And that mixed me up for the rest of my, I can almost say life. So it's not okay to have a belly, something like that. Or it's not to be okay to be feminine, to feel something in your belly. And I have asked her about her, giving birth, and it was very hard to talk to her. She wouldn't want that, but I did drag some stuff out, and then she would say, "Oh no, I never felt anything." I never felt I had no menopause. No, I don't think I don't. When I told her I started to have menopause, she would say, "Oh, well, I don't know what that is." I'm still amazed by that it's possible to suppress your femininity so much.
Yeah.
And she died 3 weeks ago,
Yeah. I'm sorry.
and she fought until the end with all the people that had to take care of her because she was a Alzheimer person. But she
Mm.
was kicking and beating. She was still in the survivor mode, still in the warrior mode. So my whole life is about, oh, I'm a woman also. Yeah.
Yeah, and that must have been really hard to grow up with a mother who has completely numbed out and disconnected from her femininity. And I'm wondering how and where did you find the women who would inspire you or help you step into your own femininity, or anybody else who helped you along the way?
Um, well, I'm a very, how to say, trans-like person, and when I had my period, I remember I would intuitively go inwards very strongly. I would connect to that void and the pain I felt in my womb and the nauseousness and the unwellness. And I kind of knew I have to go in there. I have to contact this. And it sounds weird, but I think that was my greatest teacher to that somehow I knew that. I also had the feeling there's some woman around me, some elder that teaches me this. I didn't know her in person. I knew her in spirit.
Yeah.
I was very open as a early in my early 20s. I had all kind of experiences, and this was a very important spirit to me. And then I think she initiated me in that way. That was my real mom. It
Mm.
felt like that. That was the woman who told me your period is important. You can sit inside and you can go in the pain and you can um, experience feminine death, the deep, deep, empty void and letting go. That's what my those were my teachings. So I was very alone, very, very alone in that. And then I met my still husband when I was 28, and I was pregnant very quickly. We didn't plan that. And um, I became the mother that I still am. And I also found a sister, a very deep woman friend. It was a friend of his, and she became my best woman friend. And I was best friends with her for like 25 years. And she helped me also very much because we exchanged all our pains, and she had another history than me, but still it was very helpful. She was
Mm.
very feminine, and she was much more, she had a much softer and feminine mom, so she could help me there, and I could help her with other stuff,
Nice. Thank you
with
for
clarity.
sharing.
Yeah,
Thank you for
yeah.
sharing. I think finding that sisterhood in another woman is so, so powerful for any woman who has disconnected from her femininity and haven't seen any real life
Mm,
examples of what it looks like to
yeah.
be in the presence of a healthy woman or a healthy feminine. I'm so glad that you found that. And
And one aunt I had also, she was
okay.
different. Yeah, for my
Yeah.
father. Yeah, sister of my father. She also was there for me at some difficult points. Yeah, yeah.
Mm. And I know from our previous conversation that you found a lot of your peace in a way, your connection, how to connect to other people through music. So I would like you to share a little bit about how do you use music and sound to help to uh, bring back other women.
Hmm. Yeah, that was when I was very young. I was in the conservatory when I was 18 in Amsterdam, Holland, and very hard working. And after like 2 years, I found just accidentally how incredible it was to play on my recorders long notes, and how difficult that was, and how I felt like I lived in this very old house from 1600 something by the canals, and it was all shitty, but it had a huge acoustic. So I started playing long notes, and I noticed how I got in a trance. Actually, I didn't call it like that time, but now I say it was a trance, and the sound became like, because I did that every day for hours. The training of a conservatory is crazy, as you maybe know. I did that for hours because I wanted to become very good at playing long notes. I was very ambitious, also for the performances. But I found that it made me like, in a straight line, I felt my whole core in it, because I was also doing intuitive uh, stuff to feel more grounded. So I had already learned about get earthed, do earthing practices, and I was collecting all kind of knowledge which I needed to survive in another way, to feel good in my body. And then the sound came in, and then this is it. This is so direct. This is so, in one sound, I can feel me. And okay, I finished I, how do you say that? The whole, I became this professional musician, but also I became this person who wanted to share sound, and who wanted to sound from my own voice, because I started singing also and doing the same thing with my voice, and see how it affects other people. And I started giving meditative concerts, organizing them myself, using a lot of sound with my voice, and that was fantastic, and that is still part of me. Although I'm not doing it so actively because there's so much stuff now going on, but I would do it just like that again. It's no problem. Yeah.
Mm, thank you. I'm curious, what does it give you as an elder to be able to support younger women, especially, um, for younger women, I can speak like we have no guidance and and there are questions we don't even know that somebody can answer to because we didn't find anybody in our lives who would be even open to discuss certain topics. Like
Yeah.
around sexuality, for example, there is so much shame and there's so much fear around. That other than that little teeny tiny education we have in school and what we see from the media, there is nobody we can talk to. And
Yeah.
finding somebody who creates the safety and allows us to ask the questions, it can change our lives so
Mm.
much that I just feel really, really passionate about connecting the young women to the older women. And I'm curious, how does it feel to be on the other side of this dynamic from an elder perspective?
Yeah, that's miraculous that I'm suddenly on the other side. because I was you and all the younger women, and I had absolutely no reference point. Also, another time, we 30 years ago is another time, or 35 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm 62 now, and I didn't even know I had the questions. And like 6 years ago, I started to really go deep in my own sexuality. I wanted to really find out now what's more about this. And that was a whole period from Lila Martin's. I started with little things, and then I did sacred sexuality. And then I went into the Vita coaching um, thing. I learned so much, and I got so much acknowledgement for myself for things I already had felt or seen in myself or experienced. And it was like a feast to me, a party in yeah, finally. So I'm so happy I did that. I'm so happy I did that, because now when younger women come to me, usually through my sons, I I feel so relaxed, and I'm so happy that I don't feel shame or funny around it, or to speak and to tell them things they don't know. They just don't know. They are not aware of, or if they want to hear, of course.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So it's like a miracle to me. I can't believe it, and I love it. I'm so happy I can be of any meaning also in that field
Mm.
also.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just to wrap it up a little bit, I would like to ask you if you could send one message out to the younger generation for the younger women, what would you say? What would you like them to know?
I would like them to know, uh, start with your breath. Don't underestimate your own breath and your own sound and your own voice. Start with your own voice. Start listening to your own voice. And then I'm not saying the words you speak, because they come after, but the sound of your own voice and your own what comes out of you in breath and sound. And sink in that, and do that like 3 times a day, and like ground yourself in your core with that. Start with your sound, and then of course all kind of stuff comes up, but that's okay. But it's the core thing that I would want to say. Apart from many other things, but this comes to me now.
I would love if you would do a little demonstration of how to use your sound.
Well, you just go sit on your sitting bones, and or stand, of course, but I'm sitting right now, so I feel my sitting bones. I put my hands on my knees or something. I close my eyes, and I take a whole full breath in, belly and upper, and I go out just to release the tension. Then I do it slower through my nose. And you can do that a couple of times to release the tension. And you start to sound. You start to go, maybe some kind of whatever comes out too, it is like a cleansing. It is making things go out. And once you have cleansed a little bit, you might notice your own sound comes up. It starts to be joyful to sing like, or to sound like. So this is just a little something demonstration.
Mm, thank you. I can feel it in my heart. I could
Hmm.
feel my heart opening to your
Hmm.
sound.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, so
I
powerful.
I can my whole body starts to become bigger and I feel the energy in my hands and tingling everywhere and everything disappears. All my thoughts, all my, I become spirit. It's like puff. Hmm. Wow,
Yeah,
great. That did something to you too.
yeah,
And
yeah.
even through the Zoom stuff.
Yeah, no, you can transmit this through Zoom and anything and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
Yeah. Like this slow transition from the physical into the spiritual this
yeah,
expansion.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's me.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing
Yeah,
you with us and I'm looking forward to seeing you more in the council and supporting
yeah.
other women.
I'm curious. We'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Looking forward. Yeah.
Thank you so much for stepping into the role and saying yes.
Pleasure. Absolutely. Feels very like a mission also that I still have.
Hmm. Yeah. Right. So thank you so much and see you in the inside of the council.